Hello, everybody. Well, good afternoon for the ones in Europe, and good morning for the ones in America. This afternoon, I have the pleasure of interviewing Ferah Yuri, um, who's in America. So we might have a bit of a lag while we're doing the interview. So bear with us. We're gonna get through this, and Farah is a makeup artist, and she helps women gain confidence on camera. So, Farah, without further ado, can you tell us a bit more about you, what you do, and who are those women you work with?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm a makeup artist. I'm also a former dance performance artist. And so what I've done is I've taken my skills in performance and being in front of audiences, camera, and my makeup skills. And I am now using this to help women to uh, find their signature look on camera so that they can feel more confident on camera, or if they already are relatively confident, to kind of boost that confidence, sort of polish that sparkle, and connect more dynamically with their ideal clients.
Okay, great. So you help them, you say, getting that signature look on camera. Is it
Yeah,
like a particular way of putting their makeup that you know is gonna work every time for them, or is it the way they apply the makeup?
that's a really good question. So everybody's face is unique and everybody's style is unique. So what I do is I help my clients bring out that signature style. Sometimes they know what that is, and sometimes there's elements to it that they've never realized before. And we all have different sides of ourselves that we want to show when we go on camera, especially when we're creating video content for our businesses. We're not necessarily going on for the same thing every time. So learning how to apply makeup in a signature way that best fits who you are as a person and your unique beauty, that gives you the freedom to creatively express whatever it is that you want to express when you go on camera. It's something that I used my whole life as a performer, although much more dramatic. Whenever I was getting into a character, part of that process for me was the makeup process. Uh, this is a much smaller scale. And I also have realized, just through talking with many women, that they feel like they need to pile on a lot more makeup in order to go in front of the camera. And essentially, it's not more makeup that they need to apply, it's just more strategy in how they apply it. So, technique is really important, especially if you're someone that doesn't like makeup, which so many of my clients do not like makeup. They don't like anything about it. They just want to feel more powerful on camera.
Yes, I I completely relate to what you said. We've got this image of people who are always on camera, on TV, and so on, and it's like they have those thick layer of makeup and foundation and everything. That's why I think we all believe that in order to look good on camera, we have to have that thick foundation and so on. But
Right.
as you know, personally, I don't put a lot of makeup and no
Right.
foundation whatsoever.
Right.
So it's really light. For you today, I made an effort. I put lipstick, which I generally don't do. So my makeup
It
is
looks
minimalistic.
stunning.
But
Yes, the color's perfect. And you see how it pops through camera.
yes, completely. Just a little bit of lipstick and it changes the whole face
Yeah.
completely. Yeah, great. So potentially you can help like every woman
Every
because
woman.
at the time of social media and Facebook and Instagram and Reels and Facebook Lives, potentially every woman who has a business will have to be on camera at some point, right?
Yes, yes, that's the way that it's
So I
headed.
mean, all the women entrepreneurs, yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
and
So,
oh, I was just gonna
sorry,
say,
it's the lag.
I
Go.
sorry. I was just gonna, to what you're saying, every woman is that's the key word here, because everyone's face is so unique and so different. There's this idea that it has to be in person and one-on-one in order to help, but if for someone I've been doing makeup since let's just say almost 20 years and I've worked on every face shape, every eye shape, every skin tone, every skin type, and it really boils down to just finding what your favorite features are and bringing those out, and it doesn't have to be in person, and especially if you're empowered to learn the actual skill, then you can create any makeup look you want at any time for any event, anything that you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, so you teach online, right? You don't have to be physically with the women to teach them what to focus on and how to apply and so on. You do it live, right? I
Right.
mean,
So
online.
online, yes, and I just realized how possible it is last year when the lockdown started for all of us. And so many of my brides had to either cancel their weddings because where I live is a destination wedding location and they were still getting married. So if they didn't roll over their date to the following year, they ended up canceling with me. So one of the services that I offered to them was to teach them how to do their own bridal makeup look for themselves, especially since we didn't know what things would look like. They might not feel comfortable having a makeup artist standing over them. And I started teaching them one on one. And one thing led to another where I actually started teaching women how to apply makeup for Zoom meetings. And the nature of Zoom meetings has changed since then too. I think many women don't, especially with the one-on-one online, many women don't feel that they need to be as put together for these. But as women's businesses are growing and they're utilizing video content in more areas, it's changing for that as well. So, but it did start
Yes.
with, yeah. So I realized I was able to teach online and effectively.
Yes, exactly. So at least that's a positive effect of the pandemic that a lot of us have been very creative in changing our business and adapting to the circumstances.
Right.
So, Farah, tell us more about your story and how you came to doing what you do now, helping women getting confident on camera.
Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, I started, uh, let's say it was in the 90s. I was about to go solo in my dance career. I was a dancer and I studied for many, many years before I felt comfortable going on stage as a soloist and even creating my own dance company at one point. My mentor started giving me advice and telling me how I needed to present myself more professionally on stage. So, a couple things happened with that. Number one, I'm not a natural performer, I'm just not. Uh, but I loved what I did so much. I loved being a dancer so much that I knew I had to overcome it because I needed to be able to express all the years of training that I had. I needed to be able to express that, not keep it to myself anymore. And that meant dancing in front of others. And I had to learn how to project. I had to learn how to go into a different side of myself. You know, you're very vulnerable when you dance. You're opening your heart up and you're sharing it with others. You're sharing it with people you don't know. And so I had to learn how to overcome that, have that visual aesthetic is a huge dynamic of that, not only because it conveys the message you're trying to perform to your audience, but it helps put you in that space that you need to be in order to convey your message. And uh, so learning how to do makeup was a huge part of that. I did not I was not a makeup artist as a profession. I was a makeup artist because it was part of my job. So I went and took classes on how to apply it. And it was empowering. And I was able to portray whatever it was I wanted to portray. And now, fast forward, it's not very dissimilar with what women are doing today who are finding themselves in front of audiences that they never thought they would before. I certainly didn't go into dance thinking I would be at that point. I danced for myself, but you do get to a point um, where if you're in new territory, creating videos is new territory, and there's a whole. It's learnable, it's simple, but it's elusive. So uh, trying to break that down is something that I feel that I've mastered to a certain degree. I'm always learning, so I don't ever want to say that I've stopped learning on something. I'm always continuously trying to make myself better, my course better, my program better, and that's where I'm at today, is to help women if they are feeling uncomfortable in front of the camera, or if they already feel comfortable in front of the camera but want to boost that to the next level. Hopefully that sums
I
it up.
think it's an amazing story, Farah. Yeah, I think it's amazing. And life always brings us what we need so that we can go to our next level and go out of our comfort zone and expand that range to get a new range to grow further. And for you, indeed, you didn't think, you didn't consider dance as something where at the beginning it was for you, it was not for the other. But because you went that far that you had to perform, then
How to do
you
something
had
with
to go out of your comfort zone. And yeah, it brought you to makeup
it. It
and
did.
to yeah mastering makeup. So I think it's amazing. Yeah. So the women that you help, so when they come to you, do they have a common problem? Are they are they feeling shy? Are they simply not wanting to expose themselves to the camera? Or can you tell us a bit more about them and also about the transformation that they go through when they work
Yes.
with you?
These are great questions, and I wish I had one answer, but I don't. The truth of the matter is I've been working with women all across the board. So women who feel extremely uncomfortable in front of camera, women who feel like they're competing against society's standards of beauty, even at the time if they're not realizing that that's what's happening. Uh, it it boils down to, oh well, I don't look like this person who's doing something similar to what I'm doing, or and then on the other side of the spectrum, I get women who are like, yeah, I'm awesome, I love being on camera, I love performing, this is great. uh, because even though you're not performing, you have to project when you go on camera. There's an element of performance. Does it make that any less authentic? No, it's just how you're portraying that authenticity. And so some of these women are extremely dynamic, very much used to speaking in front of large audiences, uh, but they want to refresh, they want to boost. So I've worked with women on both sides of the spectrum, and uh, and it's been really eye opening and amazing because I myself have been on all sides of this spectrum and continue to do so. So I think the bottom
That's
line,
great.
especially with women who do struggle a little bit with society's standards of beauty, is just realizing that beauty is subjective, and what you have to offer and your energy and your dynamic, especially when you have that put together, your signature look, your signature style, and you're confident in your knowledge and the message that you're trying to portray to the people that you're trying to serve, that is so powerful and overpowers whatever society, whatever standards of beauty might have been in the way before, if that makes sense.
Yes, completely, completely. Thank you. So, Farah, are there tips that you could give us today to help those of us who are exposing ourselves to going live on Facebook and having to be in front of the camera for our businesses?
Absolutely, yes. I would love to share some tips. Well, first of all, the I'd like to share two of the biggest factors that happen when people go on camera that there tends to be a learning curve with. Number one, the camera washes out roughly 70% of your features. So that's where makeup and aesthetic comes in. Colors, maybe your style, what you wear, how you accentuate your features. Because when you bring in lighting and the camera itself, that machine, it's kind of like a filter. If you think of it like a window that's been shut in front of you, yes, you can see somebody through the window, but there might be reflections, there might be all kinds of things happening where it's not super clear. The same goes with your energy. Your energy also is washed out roughly 70% on camera. So, learning how to amp that up and project that a little more on camera, that's really important. It's important so that your message does not get lost through the camera. So, my first tip would be amp up your style.
So, yeah.
Yep, sorry, go ahead.
So is it like we should kind of exacerbate how we are so that it doesn't get diluted by the camera
Yes,
as
yes,
well?
amp it
So
up just a
because you
little
mentioned
bit.
you're talking the makeup, but also the energy. So it's like we have to be 150% ourselves with our energy and everything so that whatever is left at the end on the other side of the camera is finally 100% of who we are, right?
Exactly, exactly. And again, think of a closed window concept. You can hear a muffled sound, on the other side, but in order for someone to hear you, you're naturally going to start moving bigger and speaking a little louder. And I'm not saying you have to do it to that degree as someone on stage who would do that for an audience, but there is a level of it for the camera, and you just got to find that balance for what works for you and really tap into your authentic personality. The more you do that, the more uh, powerful your message is on the video content that you create.
Okay, yes, that's a great tip. Thank you.
My pleasure.
I also have the tip that you gave me when we had a conversation a few months ago. Do you remember what you told me?
On when? A few minutes ago?
No, a few months ago when we
Oh,
connected online. Um, I
yes.
I can share it,
Yes,
and you can
please
comment on
do.
the tip that you gave me.
Please do. Yes.
So So I was talking to you on that day, and I was saying that the makeup that I apply mainly, I am hiding a scar that I got from an operation, and that's what I focus on, so that I don't want my scar to be too visible.
Mhm.
And so, and you told me, and that really stayed with me. You told me that instead of focusing on the things I wanted to hide,
Yeah.
I should focus on enhancing my natural beauty.
Mhm.
So, for instance, my blue eyes or my features and so on. And so that in the morning when I was putting my makeup, instead of thinking I need to hide this and that, and that I should look at myself and look at, okay, how can I enhance my eyes, for instance, today? So it's really a mind shift. And I'm not saying that I do it like every morning, but I'm saying that it really stayed with me. And as much as possible, I think of it in the morning when I apply my makeup. So, so thank you for that.
Yes, yes, it's the key component to how I do makeup for myself and my clients. It- If you shift that lens to seeing instead of what flaws you need to cover, and instead celebrate what you find beautiful, you will find that maybe some of the techniques you were using before are the same. Maybe if you have dark circles, you're still going to end up covering those. Uh, but it's going to be because you want to bring out the blue of your eyes or whatever your eye color is, and not because you're trying to hide this flaw. So, looking at yourself as this beautiful canvas that doesn't need to be fixed, it just needs to be expressed for whatever mood you're feeling or whatever energy you want to have for that day or for the video that you're creating. It's a game changer. It's going to change everything about not only how you apply your makeup, but how you feel about yourself. And when you go live or go in front of an audience or go meet with your client.
Yes, completely. And I hope that women who are going to watch, who are watching or going to watch this video will really use this tip that you gave me for themselves as well.
I hope so.
Because we are all beautiful in our own way. As you said, we are
Yes.
completely unique and we should enhance our unique beauty.
Yes, I believe all women were born perfect. The end. We were born perfect. And makeup is not meant to fix
Yes,
anything. It is just meant to, I see it as an expression. And I hope other women do too.
yes, yes, I hope so too. Well, so thank you very much for your tips, Farah.
Oh, my
Um,
pleasure.
it's maybe a good time to mention that you are currently having a beta program.
Yes,
Um,
yes. Thank you for mentioning that. I have created through my last year of working one-on-one with clients, and in conjunction with spending the past almost 6 months of doing research, speaking with real women, uh, I have been able to create a wonderful, comprehensive program that will help women, whether no matter what stage you're at, whether you're confident in front of camera or not confident in front of camera, whether you want to get confident or just to boost what you've already, the confidence that you already have, and create your own signature makeup look. uh, I This program is centered on developing that signature look for my clients, and it is a course. It is in its beta phase, and if there, I am currently looking for founding members. The course will begin in June, and we'll meet twice a week, and will be taught live by me, and I am keeping it very small because, again, it is this testing phase. So I want to really put my whole heart and soul into creating this and perfecting it. And if there is anyone out there that it might be interested in being a founding member, I would love for you to reach out to me.
yes, exactly. And I am going to put your Facebook profile and your LinkedIn profile, I think, on the
Perfect.
comment of this video. So if anybody wants to reach out to you, um, either individually or to join your beta course, then obviously they are welcome.
Yes, thank you.
So,
Appreciate that.
um, yes. So, Farah, I want to thank you for being here today with me for this interview
Oh, it was an
and
honor.
giving us those tips. I am sure women will, I'm sure they will enjoy watching the recording as well. And yes, so I hope to stay in touch with you and
Yes,
to
please
see you
do.
soon again. And thanks again for being my guest today.
It was an honor, Madeline. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you. So I guess it's have a nice end of the day or have a nice day, everybody, and
Yes.
stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.